This is the new Moto Edge 50 Neo, and this has a long feature list while having a too good to be true price tag. So this is going to be available at 22,999 with the 1,000 rupee bank discount during the big billion day sale. And this is appealing because this has so many features that are nowhere to be found in this price segment. So what do? We get our wallets ready, right? Well, not so easy. Let's find out what Moto's hiding. Now before you go ahead, I recommend you subscribe right now because we are going to be doing a lot of useful videos in this big sale season and you don't want to miss that out. This is Rupesh, you're watching Sillycorns. Let's go. Okay, so looking at the looks, like all Moto phones off it, this has good looks. It's got a vegan leather back and I think this blue looks fantastic, very striking. And the first thing you notice is how sleek and lightweight this is. And because of this whole boxy design, it actually feels really great in the hand, unlike a lot of curved screen phones in the past. Now the frame is plastic, so yes, there goes your cost cutting. But then again, I see the feature list and I fight my inner demons. This has an in-display fingerprint scanner, there's a dual SIM slot but no micro SD, there's a USB 2.0 Type-C port, and this is also military grade certified. But you know what, let's talk about what's rare in this price segment. So this has the IP68 rating, so you get proper water and dust resistance. This even has 15 watt wireless charging supported, which wasn't present in the Edge 40 Neo. Again, a really nice feature to have at this price. And as for the display, you get a 1.5K LTPO POLED display here, which is again crazy when you think about the price. It's a big upgrade all around over the Edge 40 Neo, and this is proper LTPO. I mean, it's 120Hz right now, but the moment I stop scrolling or using the display, it goes to 1Hz. And when I play a video, it switches to 60Hz. Great. Now that apart, this is one beautiful display. Colors look rich, blacks are deep, contrast is great, the higher resolution shows, it's flat which a lot of people prefer, bezels are thin all across, you finally get always on display, it has smartwatch, it basically works even when the screen is wet. Yep, like I said, packed display. Adding to that, the brightness outdoors is no problem, and while this has HDR support, you don't get HDR in Netflix, although YouTube supports it, and yeah, videos look great. And adding to that again, the stereo speakers allowed a nice with Dolby Atmos support. Now the feature list was still here, I would have been maybe okay, but then Motorola went all in with the cameras. So there's no 8 megapixel ultra wide or 2 megapixel sensor. You get a 50 megapixel Sony Letia 700C main camera, a 13 megapixel ultra wide plus macro lens, and yes, a 10 megapixel 3x optical zoom telephoto lens. Yeah, you keep confirming the price like an idiot. The photos have a natural contrast, a very pixel-like tone. They're also sharp and detailed with good exposure all around, and the ultra wide also captures fairly detailed photos while mostly maintaining the color tone, so that's good. And the 3x telephoto lens is not the absolute best, but zoom shots in good light are fairly sharp, and I've been using this to take portrait mode shots as well, and they look pretty good. Good natural tone on the face, good details, and fairly good edge detection. Even the 32 megapixel selfie camera takes really good selfies most of the time. See, I'm yet to compare the cameras here with other phones in the same price range, but so far the photos from all of these cameras look pretty good, and even in terms of videos, this has 4K support in the rear cameras as well as the front, but I did feel the videos are okay. I say that because while the videos look sharp and nice, the stability isn't that great, and there's this weird exposure change happening which is just strange. Also, I've heard complaints around the camera app in Moto phones, and yes, it is indeed a bit slow. You can notice it when switching lenses or moving between modes, or even when opening the photo you just took. It just does not feel snappy like the rest of the phone does. Now that apart, another area where the Moto Edge 50 Neo surprised me is the software. I mean, it is Moto's Hello UI based on Android 14, and it's mostly a clean software experience except for the Moto Hub widget on the home screen or the ad in the weather app, and this is all the features, be it Smart Connect, the AI features, everything. But what's surprising is that this phone will get 5 OS updates. Yeah, I'm not talking about security updates. Yeah, 5 proper OS updates. It's crazy, even better than Samsung phones in the same price range, which are the best, used to be the best in terms of the updates. Now we're still waiting to see how Motorola does in terms of timely updates and faster updates, but I just hope that this promise isn't the usual guy promise of getting home on time. Anyway, this also has NFC support, so that's great. There's 5G with all the bands, Wi-Fi 6E, Bluetooth 5.4. This even comes with a very fast 68 watt charger in the box. You even get a nice case with it. It's all really good in this price range, but coming to what's Moto hiding. See, with all the premium features this packs in, something had to give, right? And that's the performance. This has the Dimensity 7300 processor, 8GB LPDDR4X RAM, and I like that you get 256GB of storage even if it's UFS 2.2. Now this is clearly not the most powerful phone in this segment. It's pretty obvious. The benchmark showed that as well, but this does run well. Day-to-day tasks are pretty smooth, multitasking is no problem, and you can game on it. BGMI supports Smooth Extreme and the gameplay is pretty good. Same with COD Mobile. There's also no throttling issues on the phone, and the phone does get warm after like a long gameplay, but the temperatures are not too high. So yeah, not a gaming phone, not a performance-oriented phone, but the performance is fine for a balanced user. Anyway, another twist in the tail is that this has a 4300 mAh battery, down from 5000 mAh in the Edge 40 Neo. And so far, I found the battery life to be fine, maybe due to the 4nm chipset or the LTPO display, but yeah, too early to judge, and yeah, a bigger battery would be better. Honestly, it all boils down to this. What do you want in a phone that costs 23,000 rupees? If you're big into gaming or you want crazy good battery life that lasts for 2 days, then this is not it. But if you're a more balanced user, then I think the Moto Edge 50 Neo is a very good deal at 23k. See, at this price, this gets most of the things right. I know the camera needs to be updated, definitely, but this is bringing so many premium features that we generally don't see in this price segment. IP68, wireless charging, LTPO, telephoto lens, 5 OS updates. All of this, I think, makes this pretty value for money. But I want to know your opinion on this. What do you think of the new Moto Edge 50 Neo? Comment down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Subscribe, hit that bell icon, do everything. Bye.